Good morning, friends and family. Praise the Lord. I'm going to actually release a few more of these testimonies off Scott Bitkin's website in regard to inner healing and deliverance. And the first one that I'm going to read is inner healing and deliverance can help or can heal the bitterness. So the testimony is, I got a late night call from a psychiatrist. Now this is Scott talking. I got a late night call from a psychiatrist. A 40-year-old male patient, Jacob, had demons speaking out of his mouth. She said, nothing in all my schooling prepared me for something like this. The psychiatrist, whose name was Denise, said she'd meet me at Jacob's house early the next morning. So as I pull up in the driveway, Denise runs out to my car and informs me that Jacob has been ranting, raving, yelling, and screaming in a strange voice all night long. Excuse me. She said 1 hour ago he suddenly lost all ability to talk. I enter the home and a huge man, Jacob himself, is pacing back and forth. His fists are balled up and he's shaking with what looks like rage or frustration. Jacob turns to me and he grabs a pen and paper and he frantically scribbles in huge letters, I can't talk. He wrote that out on a piece of paper, I can't talk. I asked if he could whisper and he nodded yes. I told him to repeat after me. I bind the function of dumb. And Jacob whispered, I bind the function of dumb. And when he hit the word dumb, his huge booming voice returned and all was calm. So I glanced at Denise and her mouth was open and she was stunned in amazement. Jacob told me of a time with his dad when at 5 years old he had tripped over a small space heater and his father exploded with rage, savagely beating him with a belt and finally even beating him with the belt buckle. So the beating went on and on. It seemed like it would never stop. I took Jacob back to that time. Instantly, this huge man was curled up in a little ball on the couch, fending off invisible blows with his hands. The 5-year-old multiple personality was crying and screaming, Stop, Daddy, stop, Daddy, stop, Daddy. And as the beating continued, the cries to stop went silent, and Jacob began to whisper, I hate you, I hate you. I hate you, over and over, louder and louder, till he was bellowing, I hate you, Daddy. And right at that moment, I asked Jesus to come to this 5-year-old boy, and Jacob's hands and teeth came unclenched, his body uncurled and rolled over onto his back, and he said, Jesus told me my dad was beaten as a boy. And as he laid there, Jacob returned to himself and he started quietly weeping, whispering over and over, I forgive you, Daddy. I forgive you, Daddy. I forgive you, Daddy. Completely spent, he fell asleep. We got many other wounded parts healed that morning. The demons attached to the wounds were very animated and combative, but in the end, they went to the pit, exactly where they were told to go. I told Jacob that there were still some unhealed wounds, and I showed him how to heal them himself, and then get rid of the demons. The psychiatrist, Denise, walked me to the car and she said, I have never ever seen anything like that. And that was the most tender, loving thing I've ever seen in my life. And in closing, inner healing and deliverance can heal the bitterness. So if you're dealing with bitterness from way back in your past, or even your present, inner healing can deal with that. Inner healing can heal that. And I'm putting this out there so you'll know. I'm sharing these testimonies so you guys will know that Jesus can heal anything. We need to see what the root of it is, and we need to bring it to Him and allow Him to come and heal it. And we have to have faith to do that. We have to, maybe like Jacob. Jacob might not have had faith, but you know what? Pastor Scott had faith, which I'm sure that is kind of rolled over onto Jacob as he went through that session. And especially as Jesus showed up and spoke to him and said that his dad had been beaten as a little boy too. And saying that, I'm going to close, and God bless you each and every one. I'm going to be sharing a couple today, and hopefully there's quite a few more, but I definitely won't get through them today, but I will. I'm working on it all week. So, okay, God bless you. Soon, watch for us soon, our events. We have an event on the 25th, Sunday evening. We will be streaming live Dr. Scott Bitkin's live stream from Arizona. And if you'd like to come, please show up. Go to the basement door in the back of the house at 208 North Cherry, and come and sit with us and watch and hear what Dr. Scott Bitkin has to share with us.